Present is where time touches eternity. C.S. Lewis. Time, right now. Eternity, you're ever after. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, life is a gift. That is why they call it the present. You've heard that many times, I'm sure. But have you really thought about how that gift translates to other people in your life? Your friends, your family, your community, your loved ones, not necessarily all of those people above. But your joy, the way you conduct yourself, affects everyone else that is around you. And so you may consider the fact that your particular stance in life is affected by your financial stability. The fact is, in 1943, Abraham Maslow has established a hierarchy of needs. In his hierarchy of needs, he established that the very basic needs of man, once all of us need, is water, food, and breathing. Those were the physiological needs. You might want to look at your handouts that I gave you to follow along with me. The very next foundation need established by Maslow was the safety needs. This is where your financial stability lies, right here in safety. So the fact is, if you want your love and belonging, esteem, respect, self-respect from others, self-respect to others, your morality, and your self-actualization, Maslow ascertained that everything needed to be built upon your safety. And take it one step further, your financial safety and financial stability. Let me give you an example. Let's take extremes. The vow of poverty. Now, the very first person who took a vow of poverty was St. Francis. He stood in the square of Assisi, and he stripped himself naked and denounced his father for not wanting to give him the money to help rebuild the church. He said he was never going to own anything from one day to the other. But was he really without financial safety? No, because the bishop, because St. Francis was a good man of God, had somebody run over there, throw a blanket over Francis, and bring him in. So Francis ended up, like most people who have a vow of poverty, having financial security from the very largest landowner in the world, the Catholic Church. On the other extreme, people who come up and get respect from others due to their talents, without this safety and stability, have been failures in their economic duties. Let's take Nicolas Cage, Aretha Franklin, Jose Canseco, among others, who came up, had these, but recently had housing foreclosures and faced financial difficulties. From an article from U.S. News and World Report called "Let's Go Broke Like a Rock Star." Even lottery winners have faced this challenge. Without knowing your personal values and your financial stability, you have not assigned where you stand in life. Let me tell you my own personal story of how I view financial stability, because it does not really apply the same way to everyone. Some people find financial stability in a car, in a home. My particular story is that my grandmother used to tell me all the time, Christine, always invest in jewelry, because when you go from one place to another, you'll always have a piece of jewelry and you'll always be able to sell it and you'll never be without money. Have I done that well? Yeah, I have. It was a very early lesson in life, but I still carry it to today. Money is a tool. I'm not telling you to live in the future. I'm telling you to make good financial decisions now in order to make your financial safety. You assign personal value to money. And I'm not talking about monetary value. I'm talking about making decisions about personal decisions. For example, if you I spent $5 every day for lunch, and that accumulated to $1,250 a year. Would you want to make the personal decision to cut back on that $5 a day and perhaps take a trip to Disney or have a family vacation? Or do you enjoy that so much that you want to continue in that particular way of spending your money? It's just a financial decision based upon what your needs are. And everyone's needs are different. This is the type of decision I had in 1993 when I was a divorced mother of 3. Now, I was asset rich but cash poor. So I went on a very tight spending plan. I had $10 a week at Publix, $10 a week at the local farmer's market, and $10 a week to eat out. $30 a week to feed a family of 4. And $2 of that Publix money went to pizza because the children had to have pizza on Saturday night. That's 20% of my $10. I did that. I did that for a period of time. Why? Because I needed cash to learn to invest. And from that investment, I invested first in what I profess to be the very first investment anyone should make, in education. I sent my children to private schools because it was important for them to have a very good education, and I took that money and I parlayed it into an MBA for myself. And from there, that money that was saved, I could then start expanding my spending plan. It was good to have a financial plan in order to have my financial safety. It then allowed me to get up to a new level of self-esteem, getting a master's of business administration. Now, it's not that I didn't have choices about how I wanted my financial plan to go. I actually did encounter one Italian gentleman one time. And even though I'm not the most beautiful woman in the world, as my mother would tell you, I do have my attributes. And I happened to, on this older Italian man, he was in his 70s, at the farmer's market. And we became friends. And I had Italian friends in the area, so I felt he would be a perfect fit to talk to them. And he spoke very broken English. Imagine my surprise about the 4th time we met, where he brought a marriage contract. Now, this was a very lucrative contract. It was $100,000 for each of my sons, a place in the Poconos for me, and a diamond ring, anyone I wanted. Now, we know economic behavior is not rational, so I didn't think of this as a logical proposition. I was outraged. But looking back at it, it really wasn't a bad deal. However, my luck, the man would have lived until today, and I would still be taking care of him. That was his part of the bargain. He said he was snow and I was fire, and he's something I needed to warm his life. But my personal values did not translate that way, because I had already had a financial plan, and I had already set up my safety. And I knew that that type of financial plan would be an easy way out, but what would my children do? And what would they think in the future? And what would their lives be about? So I needed to also think about my love and belonging and my self-esteem. Later, I became more involved in the church, which actually became my self-actualization. I want you to think about, if you have goals and if you have objectives, how would you want to set up your financial safety? What type of incident in your past might indicate what your financial stability should be like? What makes you feel comfortable? And then build upon that. Your goals and objectives is the very first primary step in establishing a financial plan. After you get your goals and objectives, you can do financial planning by going on to NEFE.com, which is the National Education Foundation, and they have a site called Smart About Money. Or you can go to the new presidential site solution, mymoney.gov. Or you could go to CFP.net and find a financial planner, either for a commission basis or fee basis. Whoever you trust with your money, find a safety level that you know that you can connect with a certified professional. I want you to do this for yourself. I want you to do it for your family. Do it because it is a concern of national security. Our financial behavior is affecting our economy. We need to change and find where our stability lies. Because failing to plan is planning to fail. Thank you.